Local truckers warn tourists, stay away from the road of the dead, but there are always those who ignore the warnings. It happened in the fall of 2017. Mark and Lisa, a young couple from Chicago, were traveling across America in their old Ford, suggested a shortcut through the desert. Lisa glanced at her husband with concern. Have you heard the stories about this place? People disappear here. Mark laughed. It's just a myth. We'll be fine. They turned off the main highway and found themselves on a deserted road. Darkness thickened, the moon barely piercing through the clouds, and the radio played only silence no signal. A few miles later, they spotted a motel called Desert Rose. Lisa suggested stopping because the eerie silence unsettled her. The motel looked abandoned, but the flickering neon sign was still on. At the reception desk stood an elderly woman. She silently handed them a key, but just as Mark was about to leave, she suddenly spoke. Do not leave your room after midnight. No matter what you hear. Lisa squeezed Mark's hand. She's just a weird old lady. Don't worry, Mark muttered. Midnight at night, Lisa woke up to a strange noise. It sounded like something scratching against the wall. Do you hear that? She whispered. It's just the wind, Mark mumbled sleepily. But then the sound came again, this time from there. It was half-decayed. Its eyes were black, bottomless voids. The thing was grinning. Lisa screamed. Mark jumped up, but when he looked, there was nothing outside. They decided to leave immediately. Rushing outside, they saw that the motel had changed. Its walls were crumbling, windows shattered, and the neon sign had lost most of its letters. As they ran to their car, dark figures emerged from the shadows. They resembled people, but something was wrong with them. Their faces were charred black, and their mouths stretched into grotesque smiles. Drive. Now. Lisa screamed. Mark slammed on the gas, and the car sped off. He drove without looking back. The endless road, but the further they went, the more they realized the road never ended. The same faded road signs. This is impossible. But now, they were closer. They didn't run, yet with every second they loomed nearer. The road won't let us leave. Lisa cried. Mark floored the gas pedal, but suddenly the engine died. They were left in total darkness. The last thing they heard was a faint tapping on the window, and then they were never seen again. Epilogue. Next morning, a local sheriff found an old Ford sitting in the middle of the road. The doors were open. Note on the front seat, do not drive here after sunset.